Good morning and welcome to Mayor's Weekly. We're a few days into spring and it's a pretty sunshiny morning, and this morning we're going to talk about downtown Jasper a little bit and the coming of spring and some other things in downtown Jasper. A question I hear often is, who is that lady that works so hard and does such a fantastic job of keeping downtown Jasper clean and beautified and that sort of thing? And that person is Blair Funderburg, and I'm so glad to have you with us today, Blair, to talk about your work in downtown Jasper. And the coming of spring brings on I don't think there's ever a lack of work for you, but it brings on more work and different work. And Blair, just to start off, let's talk a little bit about the scope of your work. I know Dean Hatcher, Deb Nix, I know Pam that works the part of keeping downtown. Tell us a little bit about the different things that you guys do and what area you work, Blair.
Okay, well, we first of all, we cut the grass, we edge, weed eat. We start from the CHS building to the about posies, you know. Well, first thing we do, we walk around, clean up, try to clean all the trash up that everybody's left behind. Besides that, we do stuff for the weeds. We put out weed killer, fertilizer and stuff like that, trying to keep the grass nice and neat.
Well, Blair, one of the things that, and you may not know this, and I think I'm correct on this, I've been told this from credible sources, but our county courthouse, on the front of the courthouse, I think there's a zero lot line, and by that I mean their ownership comes to the outer edge of the foundation of the courthouse, and then the city owns everything out in front of that. Is that right, Blair?
That's correct.
That is a highly visible location in our city, and says something about our pride of ownership in the city. But I know maybe 2-3 years ago we were talking about how anemic the grass looked, and so we put our heads together and got some folks to help us. We found the right fertilization or whatever, and really kind of transformed that into a pretty area. Did we not?
Yes, we have. Deb works really hard on that. She's really worked hard on that grass with the fertilizing stuff. So to get it going, I mean, we've done it as a team, but mostly she's done a lot of research on it though too.
And Blair, I remember a few years back, and I saw you with a broom and a little bucket, and people don't seem to dispose of their used up cigarettes, drop them on the ground, don't they?
Yes, and it drives me crazy.
And I said, there's got to be a better way for that. And do you still have that machine?
I sure do. We use it all. Yep, and we use it all the time.
So you go down the curb, and
we start on one end and go down the other. We actually got another battery for it because we would run out of battery actually by the time from the courthouse to here at the city hall, we would run out of battery. So we got a new one, so we don't have to stop. We can finish it all now.
Well, Blair, we made a fairly large investment on a street sweeper, and I don't see that out, and I'm not being critical of anyone, but is that something that's used to help you? Is it still out? And it may operate at times. I'm not downtown.
I'm not really sure how it runs now. The vacuum, the vacuum truck. Now Russell sent it around the courthouse and stuff like that.
We got the vacuum truck, and then the street sweeper.
I don't know when they run.
Of course, it has to operate when we don't have cars parked there, because you can't.
Right, exactly.
With that sort of thing. We pick up all the litter today, and 2 days later, all the litter is back.
I'd say the next day there's a lot. Yes, so there's a lot more. It'd be nice.
That's a big piece of your work, isn't it?
Yes, and I love my town, and it just aggravates me because we have enough trash cans, just put in the trash, instead of throwing it down, so it does get aggravating because, I mean, it looks great downtown, and we're all trying to work as a team to make it look better, so that's why we're constantly on that trash. Anything that's going to stand out, we try to fix it.
Well, I know our street department helps us with this, and probably your call that we try to remulch our beds in downtown at least every 18 months, maybe once a year. Do you know when that's up again? I mean, they still look good to me.
No, I'm not sure. I think they do it. Don't they usually about a week or so before foothills? I believe we do them all.
Do them all. So
right.
that'd be in the fall. That'd be about right. That would put it at a year. Now, Blair, one of the things that always draws a lot of praise in downtown Jasper is how pretty the baskets are, and and I know that has to be right around the corner. We a couple of years back, you and I have talked about this, that nobody can predict the weather. We got them out, and we got a late frost that built them, and it kind of negatively impacted the baskets the whole season, did it not? I know
yes.
I saw you working to try to supplement the plants in the basket.
Yeah, one time before that's happened to us, and me and Russ, we run through the town. We got here real late at night trying to put garbage bags over all of them to save them, because you're right, you never know what the weather's going to predict.
Well, what's your plan now? And I know you have to get your order in, and let me say, these baskets, I'm a big advocate of doing business in Jasper and Walker County, and we're able to use a Walker County vendor for this. It's a nice piece of business for this vendor, and they do a good job for. Tell us when that's coming, and I know you have some input in what you want to go into those baskets.
Yes. Well, we're looking at a few days before Easter. We would like to get them out before Easter.
I believe that's on the 17th, is it not?
Yes, sir.
Right.
So we're going to do a little bit different. I asked him, I want a little bit more color than last year, and a little bit more different. So he's doing, it's called a Trixie Mix, and it's got different varieties of petunias and super petunias and stuff like that in it. So we're going to have a lot more color this year. So we'll get those out and where they need to go and stuff like that.
Well, Blair, we know we're talking about getting it out a little bit before Easter. The thinking behind that's good. Of course, we know Easter moves around, and I guess if you tied it to Easter, you certainly increase when you have an early Easter, increase your risk of that. I've been told, and I've watched this, and this is fairly accurate, that the last chance of frost is around April 10th or whatever, so we should be good this year.
I think so. I think everything's going to turn out really well. We work as a team and get it done.
Okay. Now, how many baskets will we put out?
It'll be 98, I believe it is.
98 baskets
98.
across the city.
Now, we used to have like 150 baskets at one time. We done the, excuse me, we done Gamble Park at one time too, but now we're just downtown, so... but it's going to be between 98 and to 100.
Okay, so the vendor will bring them to your workstation, and then we'll load those baskets onto a city truck,
That's
and
right,
your
flatbed.
team will start hanging the baskets.
Right. Make sure all the chains are turned the right way and stuff like that, because we have to tie them down, because people tend to like to get sticky hands and take our baskets at time to time, or even just pull the plants out of them.
Yeah.
But my main thing is people be respectful of and not throwing trash in the baskets. They throw
And
beer cans.
we see that.
Yes, and take the flowers out of them.
Pretty tacky.
Yeah.
Now, we hang the baskets, and the work has just begun, has it not?
Yes, we got our hands full.
We have to water and fertilize, and then we
go from that to cutting grass.
And that's ever the kind of summers we have here. Watering happens probably every couple of 3 days, don't it?
No, we water every day.
Every day?
Right at the beginning, we'll do every other day or so, depending on the sun and stuff. But when we get in the middle of summer, it'll be every day, and that's soaking them down. We even actually put a piece of plastic liner in the bottom of them to try to hold some of the water so it didn't all drain out, because they get hot and they dry up very quickly. So, because we went and we done the baskets, we took them over there. We cut all the liners for them and put them in the plastic and stuff. So we did have a part in building the baskets as well.
You touched on something that's important to me. Those baskets that we recycle those, don't we?
Oh, most definitely.
We take them down, take the last year's plants out and dispose of them properly, and then take those baskets back. So we don't have to buy those baskets every year, do we?
No, I tell you, I'm very picky like that. When I take them down, I wash them, I repaint them, to give them a bright new look, So, you don't want to, dull-looking basket with some beautiful flowers, so I paint them and stuff like that. So sometimes we might have to replace the chains on them sometimes. Besides that, we keep the same baskets.
Yeah. Blair, anything else that you have planned for downtown Jasper? You always have a sharp eye for...
Staying busy.
Well, keeping plants in front of City Hall that we like, and I know we don't tell you what we want. We tell you we want what Blair wants because we know we'll be happy.
Right, thank you. One thing I do, a little project I want to get on, is straightening up the trees, I guess as the sun pulls them, they'll pull toward the sun and stuff. How that's going to work, I don't know, but that's one thing I want, because downtown looks great, it looks really nice. So that's one of my things I want to do, and clean the sidewalks. So besides that, it's going to be our regular grass cutting and watering flowers.
Well, and people really notice that. I had a meeting with a gentleman that lives in another city and was in town probably today was 2 weeks ago, I guess, and he was really heaping praise on how pretty and neat and downtown Jasper is, and the things that come together. I get many compliments on the music downtown.
I do too. Yes, it's very pleasant downtown.
That's right. Well, Blair, pleased to have you with us this morning, and
Good to be here.
Thank you for the great job you do. And as I share with you often, I'm always on standby to support you, and pleased to have somebody that has the kind of work ethic you have and a sharp eye for what needs to be done. So,
I love my job, and I love what I do, and I do care about the way downtown looks. Even though I don't live in Jasper, I look at this as my town,
Right.
So,
well,
and
it is your town.
That's right. So I am very picky about it. So
that's good. Pleased to have you with us today, and we'll look forward to being with you next week, and hopefully we have more pretty weather in store and spring gets underway. And if you have questions about this city, please send them our way, and we'll work on getting you an answer. Thank you.